Yeah. So first off, just want to thank all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Today I want to do another virtual tour of Nelles, and this one is really dope. I checked it out. There's no sound on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and narrate everything. And yeah, I wanted to do first reaction like with everybody, but I actually made a few mistakes along the way. So we're gonna go ahead and get this going. So we're starting it off here. Last days of Fred C. Nelles. You can see last days of vacant youth correctional site. Fred C. Nelles youth facility demolished. So it's been demolished. First thing I want everybody to notice is how high those gates were. That was to prevent people from escaping. You had barbed wire on the top of it. You got to remember, you had some of the worst offenders, worst youth offenders in the state of California here. So yeah, though they're pretty high. I don't know if anyone ever escaped that way. The ones that I knew of, that got away, there were two people. One of them, actually three people. One of them got caught right away though at Denny's. So the first two that I knew of, they got out through when they were doing construction on visiting. They were able to go up the wall there. The second one got out through he was doing an outside transfer. He was in a hospital. So I don't think anyone ever got up those big ass fucking gates. That building right there is the warehouse. Now with the warehouse, you could look at the barbed wire right there. With the warehouse, the way that worked is they had all the clothes, all the shipments that came in for your blues, the shirts, the pants, were there, and all the laundry. All your laundry went there. Nellis kind of sucked with laundry because in like YTS and other places, they break you off as soon as you get there. Bam, here's your shirts, here's your socks, here's your boxers. In Nellis, that shit was all recycled like juvenile hall. So that did suck. But cause other institutions, like I said, they break you off with that shit, and that's yours. You put in your locker. Um, but in Nellis, nah. Every day that you gotta roll. You better hope fucking, sometimes they give cottages shitty ass rolls, and everybody be like, "What the fuck is this?" I believe that's the multi-purpose room over there, and that's look at this handball court right here, right? Well, actually, this is a no, it's cool. So you could see if the staff are on two sides, right? And if one staff were to go over here, you see the handballs right here, right? If you have one staff going over here, then you could catch a fade on that side. Peek, 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 peek. You're getting down. So that was a major blind spot. Was that handball court? You also had the basketball courts right there, the handball court, and you had pull up and dip bars. That's about it. Other than that, you're just bullshitting there. This little obstacle course, I'm not sure what it's for. Maybe for that boot program that brothers had a trouble. They had a little thing going on with that. So it may have been for that. I'm gonna forward a little bit to when because they were able to get into a unit, and I want to show you guys that. So let's forward it a little bit. So yeah, they got some really good footage right here. We're gonna go into. Hold on, let me press pause there. So nah, this isn't the non-violent offenders dorm. And so what I'm assuming is that this guy is great with the camera and getting footage, but he probably didn't know too much about YA because a lot of people don't. So it's not just him. It's a lot of people don't know about YA. So in YA, if you're 18 and under, they don't separate you. You're not in different rooms or anything like that. It's like everybody's in the dorm, and you could be in there for murder. You could be in there for attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, conspiracy. It doesn't matter. You could just be in there for robbery, burglary, whatever. You're all in the same dorm. There's no point system to separate you. So he's walking in, grabs the water. All right. So we're going into the day room. Here we go. This is the day room. This is where everybody watched TV, lined up, everything. So right here, in between these two like panel things right here, going down, you had the chairs. You had rows of chairs. You had the TV right there in the middle. And if you were cool, you're gonna be on the chairs. If you had softbacks, like they're gonna be right there. When I was in Hayes, they got rid of all the softbacks, so they gave us still the chairs welded together. Those shits fucking sucked. Monroe, we had softbacks, so we were in the front. Boom, we were chilling on the softbacks. The back, you had the hard chairs, and then the cases sat at the tables. Cases didn't get to sit anywhere. The only time they could is when you had to line up for chow and shit like that. So yeah, that's that. That's the bathroom right there. You can see how tall that those bathroom walls are, right? You can catch a fade right there on the in the blinds. Like that's like last resort because there was all kinds of other spots to catch blinds. So that's like last resort if you like been waiting on this shit. But like there's so many other spots to catch a blind. That's the other side. So that's the bathroom right there. Hopefully it shows it again. I think there's another one that shows it. Nah. So that's the dorm right there. You can see the windows. That's the tall wall. You have bunk beds right there. That's where all the bunk beds were. See that short wall? That's the short wall, obviously. And the bunk beds were lined up this way. Boom, 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 boom. My bad. And the short wall, the beds were lined up this way. Boom, boom, boom. And they're single beds. Except at the end, you had a few. So people night crawl in those shits and all kinds of shit be cracking. Like, that shit's a trip. But yeah, this is the shower area. This is where we showered at. So he's going into the rooms, right? Now these rooms right here, these are for program wards. Wards that were programming. Didn't necessarily mean they were punks or anything. They were just handling their business, and some of them were low key. Some of them were punks, but this is where like if you were scary and shit, you wanted to be. Even just not even that. Just if you want to be comfortable, this is where you want to be because you got to keep all your shit in here. You don't have to go to your locker all the time and all that shit. So it's just a lot cooler. Look how big that dorm is though. So that dorm in the night, only one staff is watching over you. So you get a fucking if you got to get down, you go to the back, boom, boom, boom. You could get down for a while. They pull the pin, beep, 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 and then the security has to come for you, and that's when they open the door. They have all kinds of paperwork here. So I believe there's another one that has they go into the thing again, another dorm cottage. So we'll take a look at that again. All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Where was it at? Right there. So I'm fast forwarding it. See that pool right there? I never got to use that. This is in Canteen now. So that's where the pool was at. The pool was in Canteen. I believe back in the day, break room of some sorts. No, it's actually Canteen. So I believe back in the day, this was a cottage called Lincoln. That's what I heard. So you could see there, you have Canteen. He's going in there. Those carts were used for everything. Put the canteen in there, deliver it. Put the laundry in there, deliver it. That was used for everything. I'm not sure if any wards worked here in canteen, but if they did, they got to play pool. It looks like. Yeah, you can see the TVs back then weren't flat screens. They weren't like we have now. Yeah, big ass TVs. Yeah, this is their area, bathroom area. Keep some of the stuff here. I'm assuming probably the shoes and shit like that. Let me see if there's anything right there actually. Coffee. Got a fridge right there. Got the toilets. Water heater area. It's pretty cool. I actually never been in Canteen. So it's pretty cool to see it. There's the shower area. You could always tell when they have things like that. That shit's all hit up on. Just the showers. You can see that this cottage was a lot different than others. So that's probably why they converted it to Canteen. What did I say? Schedule events, Cottage, Roosevelt, Madison, Monroe, Nixon, Tyler. Then what did it say? Martyr? I don't know what the hell that means. Adams or Marker maybe. No, I don't know. Adams, Carter, Hayes, Jackson, Kennedy. As you can see, Washington wasn't being used at the time. Looks like it was supposed to be upgraded. This is where they kept a lot of the stuff. It looks like you could see the different compartments for it. They said when they broke into Canteen, because Canteen is in the middle of Jackson and Washington. So the homies from Jackson went into the rooms that I showed you earlier, went into the vents, went upstairs, went up to the roof, got down, and they broke into one of these windows. They said they lifted the screen, they were able to get in. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. See if we go. Oh, look at that's Kobe and Shaq, because the Lakers were on top of the world at that time. You have to remember this is 2004 they closed. Lakers were still like winning. Now they weren't winning championships in 2004, but they had just won a championship in 2002. So they were doing their thing. They had just won the finals. So I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. We're gonna forward it to. Let me see. I think he's trying to get into Nixon and Carter, if I remember correctly. All right. So we're going into, I believe it's going to go into the Carter side first. Carter, I'm not too familiar with because Carter was the sex offender side. Cell blocks for violent offenders, kind of, but not necessarily. So Carter was for sex offenders, which would definitely be classified as violent offenders. You could see the rooms were a lot cleaner. They weren't like rioters. They weren't like they were just predators and shit like that. So that was the Carter side, right here. The Nixon side was for people who couldn't be like they were out of control, so they had to be fucking like their movements had to be restricted. So it's lockup 23-1. And I'm gonna show you guys all this from the Nixon side. So let me show you guys. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave Carter real fast because nothing was really cracking there. I don't even know if people got in fights and shit like that. So this is Nixon, the yellow doors. You could see this shit was cracking right here. You can see there's gonna be a huge difference between Nixon and Carter. So looks like this is the school stuff. What they would do is you had to go to school in your cages or in the rooms. So they'd bring this big ass thing to teach you whatever. Heard voices and footsteps. Well, I think he was trying to lay low because I think he said earlier there's construction crews or some shit there. Currently being demolished, active on construction workers. Yeah, so he's trying not to be seen by anyone. But yeah, so look, this is Nixon right here. This is, see how big it is? So people would throw meetings or juntas. Let me press play while it's happening. Look how big it is. So you would have people on one side, cats on the other side, and they're throwing juntas. Hey, check this out. You have to talk loud in that shit, right? So what they would do is they would throw a fuck. They would say, "Hey, check this out. We about to throw a junta. If anybody side bus, fuck your dead shit." Everybody who was feed Marasa, or if you respected black, would second hand that shit. Second hand emotion. So what that means is that if you side bust, hold on real quick. So if you side bust on that meeting, you have to fight with everybody there. Like they shot at you, they disrespected your dead homies and shit, your dead family. So and throw you on a light. Even you get thrown if you disrespect the Bid Marasa junta, you're gonna be on the green light. The respect the black junta, you're gonna be on the black light, or even Crip junta, you'll be on the blue light. Blood junta, you'll be on the red light. So yeah, that's where you threw the juntas, and it was crazy because they waited to the night when there was only one staff in the control room, and Yeah, you just have everybody from different sides talking and shit. This is the Chow Hall. Only Carter used this. No one in Nixon used this shit. You ate in your room in Nixon, 23-1. So yeah, you're not eating over here. So I'm not too sure how any of this worked. Because again, Carter was like their own world. So I don't know how the fuck they. What does that say? Stay on your own side. Uh, do not change seats. Do not throw food. No loud talk. So you gotta be chill the fuck out, basically. So let's see. He's going up. I've never been in this control room. Let me tell you one thing I tripped out when I first seen this video. I watched this video a few times because I keep fucking up on editing. I tripped out on this. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't get like a room. I guess you have to watch them at all times. So that's a trip. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is they were there by themselves. Cause that'd be a motherfucker. You over here trying to take a shit in front of your partner. But we had to do it, so fuck it. Why not? But you could see, yeah, through the control panel, you could see everybody. Bam. That's how it's designed. So you could see every room. That's the control panel right there to unlock the doors. I think they had to do that after they took the keys. But in Taft, they still took the keys. I mean, they still were doing it with the keys and locks and shit. So he found that's pretty crazy. He found negatives. But I would have took that shit. But that's probably fucking all beat up anyways. Can't even use it. Yeah. So they had cages right here too, in this area. Those cages kind of sucked because you're far from the TV, and like people keep coming in throughout the day. I remember they put me in the cage, and I would always see people coming, like Miss Chavaria and what's his name, Mr. Correa. I'm like, hey, when the fuck am I getting out of here? What am I here for? Because I really didn't know. One day they just snaked on me when I was in Monroe. They snaked on me and they just took me. I didn't get in a riot or anything, but they got me for like causing shit. So right here you have all hit up. You could see the difference night and day between Carter and Nixon. You could see Carter was kind of clean. Nixon, every door is hit up. Got PBS Playboys. You got Westside 80th Street, Colonia Chiques, Ventura. You got Northside Colton, was it NSC? This says do not touch. Don't touch this room. Save for museum. Yeah, so don't go in there. It's for a museum. Show you how we lived and shit. Yeah, these rooms, every room had a toilet. And it was just every room's gonna be hit up on. Right there. That's Bozo from Guadalupe Projects. Kind of crazy. Me and Bozo didn't get along at first. I didn't like Bozo because of a situation that happened with one of my homies. It was a misunderstanding, and I did not like Bozos. But we ended up being real fucking cool. We met up with each other in Taft, and he ended up being real cool, real funny cat. Like I was like, oh, this fucking fool's hilarious, and it was a trip. Same thing with Trippy from Ventura Avenues. My boys are from Colonia Chiques, so I had their back, right? So any of their enemigas, like I was like, I'm willing to catch a fade, and they were the same thing with me, with us. But I ended up meeting up with Trippy again in Taft, and I was like, he's cool as fuck, funny. That fool was real fucking funny. MVS, Mountain View Sureños, the boy Travi. Yeah, so much history on those walls right there. And look, even inside, you go inside, you're gonna see everything is struck up on. What does that say? I can't even see. Everything is struck up on right here. Damn, he's moving quick. Showers right here. See, everything has a slot, right? Because you leave in handcuffs. So every time you leave in handcuffs. So they're gonna. This is for them to take that out. If you're claustrophobic, good luck. This is where you're showering. Even the showers you see hit up on. They cuff you, uncuff you, bam, and you're in their shower. Yeah, people would flood their toilets right here, and the things would go down to the bottom. That shit would suck. You can see all the doors are hit up on. Like it's what's that? Verdugo. That door is actually pretty clean. Oh no, there we go. We see something there. It's just not hit up on as dark as the rest of them. These were put there so they kind of throw you over. So it's like you have to be safe and shit, right? Yeah, and this is it. That's how big it was. It was real big, and that's where you throw the juntas. Like I said, you could be on this side, somebody on the other side, and you just have to get those juntas going. So I'm gonna forward it a little bit. I want to show you guys the program area. So let me forward that there. And this is where we programmed outside. They would take you out and put you in these spas. They were called spas, secure programming area. I remember one time they took me outside and tried to give me a ball. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? You can see that trace slot again. Again, anytime you leave, you're handcuffed. So you would go out here. You're in this spa like a dog kennel, and they uncuff you once you get in. Once they have it locked, they uncuff you and you chill right there. You could chop it up. You could, hopefully they bring you. A lot of times what they try to do is bring you out with other Southsiders or other Crips or other Bloods. That way you don't get into it. So you know, fucking, you don't start spitting on each other and doing shit like that. So they try to bring you out like that. So you go out there, you chop it up. But what happens sometimes, people pump each other up, and they would set up shop where they're like, "Fuck that shit, I'm not leaving," and they would just stay in there. It was crazy. It was like, damn, they had to get fogged out. So basically, they come with the spray, shh, get out, come out, comply. Nah, fuck that, I refuse. The fogger, shh, hit you with those little bullets. After that, and then that's when they came with the fucking camera, fucking, and they had to like extract you, physically extract you. So yeah, that was there. So let's see where else. I'm gonna forward it. I want to go to the other cottage so I can show you guys some more stuff. So I'm gonna they went into another cottage again. This is the day room. Bam, you could see right here. Again, this is the staff area. This is where they did all their shit. I heard some workers walking. Hold on, I want to show you guys the I want to see if they got a good shot of like the bathroom area. These are all the broom closets and all that. Hopefully it goes back in there, or at least we can see it go the other way. Nah. Well, basically, with the bathrooms, the way it was set up is you had like one long urinal. So it's not like separate. It wasn't split up. Everybody went to the bathroom in that. Yeah, everybody pissed in that. Oh, look, there's bunks. Were those bunks? Ah, I wish you would show that. Go back to the other side. Even those bunks were all hit up on. Yeah, I wonder what they did with all this stuff. So I'm gonna take you guys, not me, but next he takes us to the church. So let's go ahead and go there. This is the church, or is it? Did I skip something? Is it the church? Yeah, it is. This is Protestant services. So the way it worked is you would have a cottage bring you in. Whoever signs up for church, then you get to go in line. They let you know, or they let the front know how many people are gonna be there, and they just sit you down right there. You sit with your cottage, and you hear your faith or whatever. Uh, that's the Protestant side. They also had Catholic services. This is Catholic services. You could see the glass stained windows. They had a cross on top. Even the Bible still open. That's pretty crazy. That actually is pretty crazy. Um, yeah, because this is what 2017. So damn, that had been like over 10 years that it's been shut down, and that Bible still open. I'm not sure if a worker did that, but that'd be crazy. I wonder what verses were open too, just out of curiosity. Yeah, so that's the church there. So basically, every Sunday they would take you there. Sometimes the pastor or the priest can call you in there. I would recommend that. You know what I mean? That not so they call you in and you could just go over there. And then for whatever religious things you had, like fucking if you want to do your communion or be baptized, you could do all that there too. This is all trash. This is the Chow Hall. You see, it's all boarded up. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. This place has been open since the 1800s, like 1890 or some shit like that. Uh, so, and it had people in there the entire time. So it's a trip. Cafeteria. This is the Chow Hall right here. The only time you go back here is if you're a worker, um, and they need you back there. Other than that, you'll hardly go back there. So yeah, this is a trip seeing it from this angle. Hardly go back here. This is where it all would happen right here, um, for cooking. Not right here, in here. Bam. So this is where the food was cooked and everything. If you were working here, when I was there, Tyler worked the chow hall, washing dishes. That shit sucked. Washing dishes was the worst fucking job. The best job was chilling with the cook and cooking, but only like you had to be OG because they filled out the list. So they like you had to be OG to get that shit. Over here we got the service line right here. There's a service line. You would serve them, and then you had other people who would clean the tables. All right. So cool. Right here, you could see there's two sets of tables for each cottage. The way it worked is you'd have one table there, one cottage there eating, another cottage here eating. As soon as you're done, you got like 2 minutes, I think maybe 5 minutes to eat. Then you line up, you go outside, and another cottage is coming in. And when you leave, when you're completely gone, they start putting their wards right there. There's two separate sides of this chow hall, so they could get through quicker. Then you have that door. That's where you come in. That little slot right there is where you get your food. One of your boys is there, you can hook them up like vicious. Like, bam, I got you, dog. There used to be a lot of writing here. You can't see it. It's on the window, though. My boy, baby Chuck, used to strike up all over the place. So let me forward it a little bit. That's just a clean ass one right there. So this is the outside of the chow hall. This is where you line up before you go back to your cottage and you walk. Nellis wasn't like other institutions where you had free movement. You walked with the staff at all time. You walked in groups. So that's if you had to go to church, you're walking with your group. If you had to go to school, you're walking right there. I wish they would have showed the school area. If you're walking with you're going anywhere that requires you to go in a group, you're walking there. If you have to go individually or a smaller group, like two or three people, a lot of the times a van would pick you up. A van would pick you up to go to the infirmary. A van would pick you up to go, sometimes even to church services. So yeah, right there, this is where I always talk about my epic fail when I try to kick off a ride and I'm falling down this hill right here. Uh, Try to bob and weave and just fucking can't bob and weave in uneven footing. Not a good idea. So yeah, right there in the back, that's where you line up at. So that was pretty crazy seeing that shit. And this is it. Look at that was a horseshoe. Boom, you go like that, and that's all the cottages. Trip, seen them again, man. I'm gonna forward it a little bit. Yeah, and that's it. That's everything there. It looks like he's taking off. And it's crazy, like I said, this shit's done now. It's there's no more Nellis. That shit is gone. You got some clean ass pictures too, so I'm waiting for those to come up. Um, so we'll see. Looks like that's the school area right there. Wish we would have went there. That would have been interesting to see. Show you guys the bin and all that. Damn, I wish we would have seen the school area. So the things that we missed are the school area and Taft. Looks like that's demolished though. Damn, that's probably what was demolished there. Fuck. So looks like they got rid of most of the school area. They probably demolished Taft too already at this point. He's gonna share some pictures that he has. He has some good shots. So get that spas right there. Yeah, there you go. That's a better picture that I showed that I was talking about earlier. You could see two different sides for the two different cottages. You had the tray slot right there. That where the tray slot is. You had the people lining up to eat, and then those two doors. That was where everybody, the people came out to clean the tables. Church, Catholic services right there. Protestant services. Nixon. And more Nixon. Shut the door. That's it. Shut the door on Nelles. It's over. Yeah, I really enjoyed this video. You know, like it's a trip through memory lane. Walk down memory lane, and man, it's crazy because again, people have been there for years and years, and it's not there anymore. So this urban indie, dope ass video. Subscribe to him if you haven't. And with that, we out. Peace.